Okay, guys, welcome back to the This Is Raleigh podcast. It has been a while between episodes, many months actually. But new year, 2024, although it is February, it's still early on in the new year. We wanted to bring back the podcast because we believe a lot of you guys like listening and hearing our tips and insights about all things Raleigh, and we do enjoy telling the stories and giving our insights.
That's right, and we love sharing the stories of people within the community as well, and let us know what you would like us to chat about on the podcast. So drop us a DM on Instagram, comment on a update, or send us an email, kazcraig@thisisraleigh.com.
Yes, so we are Craig and Caroline, founders of thisisraleigh.com and at thisisraleigh on Instagram. In case you don't know, we've been traveling the world since, late 90s. We've visited over 50 countries, lived in 5, we've moved to Raleigh 3 times, so we think we bring a unique perspective to life in Raleigh. And whether you're living here like us, you visit for a weekend, or you're thinking of moving to Raleigh and the Triangle area, we have some personal insights to share.
That's right, and you may have heard Craig call me Caroline and then Kaz in our email, just to let you know so you're not confused, because a lot of people ask me, what is my real name? Caroline is my real name, and Kaz is short for Caroline. In Australia, we shorten everybody's name. So mine ends up being Kaz or Car. So just to let you know that. Yeah,
and here in the South, I go by Greg because no one can understand me when I say Craig. So I don't think there's many Craigs around here. But anyway, so we thought we'd kick off the start of the year with like a bucket list items of things to do in Raleigh in different categories, whether it be outdoors, food, family fun, museums, festivals and events, etc. Just so if you are planning to visit Raleigh or move here, or even if you're a local and you haven't done a lot of things in your own backyard, things that we feel are unique Raleigh experiences, and you can really get a taste for the city and the county.
Yes, and we have a downloadable PDF of this uniquely Raleigh checklist. So just head to thisisraleigh.com, and on the homepage you will find a form you can fill in to join our email community and get access to that bucket list. We also have bucket lists for spring, Christmas, all sorts of things. And those in our email community get notification first of our blog content, what's happening this week in Raleigh, and a weekly wrap sharing our fun finds, insider tips, fun facts, you name it. So head on over there once you finish listening to this podcast, or right now, and you can get that checklist and join our community.
That's right. Okay, ready to dive in, but just before we do that, I want to mention we are recording this podcast at the Raleigh Founded co-working space, their new building on North Street in the Glenwood South District. And as part of our co-working membership, you get access to this podcast studio. So if anyone's looking for co-working or a podcast studio, look up Raleigh Founded. They also have about 5 locations. They've got one in Gateway Plaza, on NC State Centennial Campus, Capitol Club building, and a new one is going to open soon in downtown Cary, which we're excited about.
Very. Hoping to bike to that one.
Yes, so we are coming to you from the North Street location in the podcast studio of Raleigh Founded.
And come up and say g'day if you happen to see us in here.
Yeah. All right, so when we think about Raleigh, when people come and visit us in Raleigh, one of the main things they mention about is how green it is, how many trees and trails and lakes, and how outdoorsy it is. So we thought we'd start off with outdoor things to do, with all the trails, lakes and parks. And top of mind when I think of Raleigh and getting outdoors is Umstead State Park. We're lucky to have such an awesome state park, literally 15 minutes from downtown Raleigh. And we had a lot of great trails, some of our favourite trails in the area. And you can get out there on bike, you can get out there on foot, horseback, you can go canoeing, there's camping options, and it's just a great place to get outdoors in nature.
Yes, and we've done almost all the hikes out there, and we have blog posts on all of them as well as a guide to Umstead State Park, so you can head over there to get more in-depth information on how you can enjoy Umstead State Park. But, I mean, Lake Johnson, if you've been listening to our podcast for a while or following us for a while, you know that's our first lake introduction to Raleigh, really. We used to live on it and walked around it all the time, and we still really love it. Also a great spot for paddleboarding or kayaking or fishing even.
Yeah, like $1 for every time we've walked. It's a 3-mile loop walk around Lake Johnson, fully paved. So if you got young kids in strollers or you got bikes, you can bike it or walk it. Very easy. It's most of it's shaded, so you can do it in the warmer months as well. And there's on the western side, there's more of a natural trail, so you can combine the 2-mile loop to make a 5-mile bigger loop, which we have done many times. Mm-hmm. Other cool lakes in Wake County and there in North Raleigh, there's Lynn Lake and Shirley Lake, which are also easy loop trails and fully paved. Great for people with all abilities. And the other awesome nature place we love in Raleigh is Dorothy Dix Park, literally a couple of minutes from downtown Raleigh. This huge park, a lot of history there. We've actually we did the free walking tour of Dix Park recently, which was awesome, learning about the history and the future plans. They've got like a 40-year master plan of Dix Park. But it's an awesome place with magnificent oak trees, old historic buildings. It used to be a mental health hospital for quite some time, and the city has recently bought it and got big plans to develop into like a mini Central Park in New York. Also a cool place for lots of festivals and events we can talk about, such as Dreamville. We'll touch on that again soon, and Falling for Local, and the Sunflower Fields, which is a cool thing to do in that season.
And it's also daffodil season at the moment at Dorothy Dix, so you can get out there and have a look at those and get some fun photos.
Yeah. Another cool place if you're into boating or fishing or camping, Jordan Lake State Recreation Area, which we've experienced a lot. There's some cool trails around there. And up in the North Raleigh area is Falls Lake State Recreation Area, which, to be honest, I haven't experienced a lot of, and that's on my list of things to do this year when the weather warms up. Get out there and experience that more. Bit of a hidden gem, Lake Raleigh, which is on Centennial Campus, NC State. We didn't even know it was there for quite some time, and we live not too far. But yeah, it's a great little lake. We like to go stand-up paddleboarding out there, and there's a short trail as well. But as far as trails go, we have a list. We have a great guide on our website with all our favorite trails. But one particular that we love to do is the Bike the Art to Heart Trail, which starts at the NC Museum of Art, and you bike or walk 3 miles to downtown Raleigh, and you can incorporate coffee shops, breweries, various other things through NC State University, and it kind of runs parallel to Hillsborough Street. And then you can either stop in downtown and somebody drives back and pick up the initial car, or you can do the 6-mile loop. Yeah,
it's a fun experience, definitely uniquely a unique bucket list experience in Raleigh for sure.
All right, if you've been following us for any length of time, and you know that we're Australians and we're very fussy with our coffee, we're always looking for the best local coffee shop, whether it's in Raleigh or if we're traveling to any other city. Coffee always comes first for us, usually. And if you love your coffee too, we're going to share a few of our favorites. But once again, we have an extensive list of like 14 of our favorite coffee shops in Raleigh. We can link that in the show notes, so you can check that out more in depth. But our favorite coffee shop's not actually in Raleigh, is it?
No, and people get really upset when we promote things that are just outside the border of Raleigh. You know, it's probably every day we get a little cheeky comment, this is not Raleigh. We just kind of ignore those comments because just don't think they're funny. But why would you not drive 15 minutes outside of where you live to experience something cool? So that's my little rant this morning. But Fount Coffee, it's in Morrisville, guys. It's so close to Raleigh, and it's amazing coffee, great coffee cake, good food, all gluten-free, always busy, but, you know, it's busy for a reason. Hopefully they'll open another location as we keep asking them to do.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, it's Wake County. I mean, Raleigh, like there's a bunch of municipalities within Raleigh and small towns, and it's like, so when we say this is Raleigh, like we're talking Wake County. Plus we talk getaways as well, so.
Well, it's the phrase, this is Raleigh. Well, this is Raleigh's that is Raleigh. So cool that you can drive 20 minutes anywhere and be in another small town and have a great time. So
Yes.
that is Raleigh. We're easy access to really cool places.
Jump on the belt line, like the bicycle wheel. You're literally, 20 minutes, or depending on the time of the day, but generally 20 minutes from anywhere in Wake County and almost the Triangle. But yeah, found coffee. Great lattes and the coffee cake. Incredible. For me, my other favourite spot would be Jabala on Hillsborough Street. They have a couple of locations. There's one in North Hills and there's one in Lafayette Village in North Raleigh. But I like going to the one on Hillsborough Street. It's across from NC State University. I didn't go to college in Australia, and I like sitting there across from the bell tower, historic bell tower, NC State. It's a big student hangout, and I'm just kind of like feel like, going back to my youth and envisioning myself in college where I never got to experience that. So I like those vibes. But yeah, good lattes too. And our kids love their banana Nutella waffles there, which are a huge favorite. And I love their biscuits. If you haven't tried a biscuit yet and you're new to the area, you'll learn to love them. And the ones at Jabala are pretty good. I love the egg, bacon and pimento cheese. So it goes good with my latte. Where else do we like?
A favourite of mine is Heirloom Brew Shop in the Warehouse District. I've always enjoyed the coffee there and the ambience, and I love their gluten-free mocha donuts as well. They do have great food too, Asian-inspired eats there as well. So that's a cool little vibing coffee shop to check out.
Yeah, it's a cool space. You got the wood slat ceiling, nice big glass open windows, and we spent like a year in Southeast Asia, so it brings back memories of our time there. Idle Hour in Oberlin Road, just outside of downtown Raleigh, is another great little, it's like a local neighbourhood coffee shop. Good coffee and good baked goods. And Raleigh Times in the heart of downtown. You can either sit out on the sidewalk or sit upstairs in like it also acts as like a mini art gallery. But that's a popular place for the locals and visitors as well. All right, food. Obviously, food, whether you're living in a place or visiting a place, is a big part of the experience. And when we think of Raleigh's food experiences, you can try to get a real taste of the city. A few places come to mind. First of all, for breakfast, you've probably heard us mention this many times or in our blog content, Big Ed's in City Market. Historic City Market is just your classic southern breakfast place. You still haven't been there, have you?
I have not. Well,
what's up with that?
Because I'm gluten-free, so my options are restricted.
You can have steak and eggs.
True. Yeah.
It's my favourite. We have to get you there, but I've been there many times.
And I
with the kids.
also intermittent fast, so I generally never eat breakfast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, but Big Ed's, it's your classic southern breakfast experience, like country ham, eggs, ribeye steak, pork loin, and I love the decor. They have all these awesome antiques and stuff hanging from the ceiling, from the rafters. It's a very cool space. So, yeah, it's a real welcome to Raleigh. You know you're in the south, like when you go to Big Ed's. And another place kind of similar is State Farmers Market Restaurant. Another very popular southern breakfast place, especially on the weekends, and it's right next door to the State Farmers Market, which is one of the biggest markets in North Carolina.
Well, barbecue is obviously a thing in the South, and so Raleigh has a lot of barbecue options, growing a lot and seeing a lot more beyond just the typical Eastern Carolina style barbecue, which is your vinegar-based stuff. I actually much prefer like Texas style, Memphis style, and brisket. So you do see more of that. Sam Jones downtown, that's a popular one. They sometimes have live music as well, so that's a good spot to go to. And old time barbecue, if you like that Eastern Carolina stuff, is like, as the name suggests, it's been around for a long time and old style that a lot of people love, especially their hush puppies.
Yeah, old time barbecue, it's like a typical hole on the wall barbecue joint. But then you have places like the Pit Barbecue in the Warehouse District. It's kind of more your modern upscale barbecue place. But yeah, Sam Jones is great. Indoor and outdoor dining, and I love their smoked turkey sandwich, which is awesome too. So it's not just all pork. Obviously, North Carolina's big pork, chopped barbecue, but You can get brisket, you can get beef, and you can get turkey and chicken. And I love my meat. So, yeah, I'm happy. Fried chicken's also a big deal here, and a place to get that. Beasley's Chicken and Honey is another classic Raleigh. It's very popular for brunch on the weekends. And the vibes there too. It's kind of like, yeah, you know you're in Raleigh when you're at Beasley's. And also Pool's Diner, which is by the same chef, Ashley Christensen, who is a James Beard award-winning chef, one of we're lucky to have in the Triangle area. So Pool's Diner, and they're famous for their mac and cheese. So go and check that out. A classic place in Raleigh, Char Grill for a burger. Just an old style hamburger joint. And you literally, when you're filling out the, when you're deciding what to eat, you actually fill out with a piece of paper and pencil, which is a part of the experience, putting in your order in. But yeah, that's a very popular near Glenwood South area off Hillsborough Street.
I guess we have to mention Snoopy's Hot Dogs too, because that's old time, legendary, iconic place. People love to go and get cheap hot dogs, especially students. So old Snoopy's. Yeah,
and speaking of iconic and a place our kids love, I'm sure you're very familiar with Krispy Kreme donuts, but did you know that the Krispy Kreme on North Person Street in Raleigh is the second original store in the world, outside of the original from Winston-Salem, which is cool.
Yep, and this podcast is coming at you a little too late, but they just had their annual Krispy Kreme run by the NC State University students, where you run from Hillsborough Street Bell Tower to Krispy Kreme, scoff down 12 donuts, and then run all the way back.
Yeah,
we'll do that next year.
Yeah, that's fun. We'll do that next year. We did it a couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, and then dressed up in costumes, and yeah, I don't have the donuts. I offload them to the kids, but 12 donuts would make me sick running 4 miles. But yeah, it's fun. And another kind of a landmark in Raleigh. This one's for like you vegetarian and vegan eaters out there. Irregardless Cafe on Morgan Street. But when I say that, it's also they do have meat options as well. So it's a great spot for people with groups of people or families who have varying dietary needs. But it's the oldest, I believe, vegetarian restaurant in Raleigh.
Yep, they have a great brunch, and they sometimes have live music too.
Yes, very cool. Okay, so that's some classic food experiences in Raleigh that you can have. You can tick them off over the year. Internationally, obviously we're international and we like to travel. So a few places, you don't have to actually leave Raleigh to get a taste of various countries and stuff. So a few of our favourites, starting with Taverna Agora Greek Kitchen and Bar. I mean, I haven't been to Greece, but you have. Tell us about that quickly.
Yep. I recommend you sit upstairs on the patio. It's gorgeous. Every time I walk up there and they have the Greek music playing, and it just does take me back to Greece for sure. So I love going there just for that ambience, because I absolutely love Greece. It's one of my favourite countries in Europe. And the food is great. So who doesn't like Greek food? I mean, and Greek wine. I recommend you try the Greek wine. The Retsina is a wine they've been making for like 2,000 years in Greece. So you can have a little bit of an ancient taste while you're there. But they often have Greek nights and dancing and all sorts of fun things there. So it's definitely a favourite of mine. Yeah,
it's won awards for probably the top rooftop terrace in Raleigh. Like, it's great. If you can sit upstairs, definitely do that. Popular for brunch or lunch throughout the weeks and for dinner on all occasions. We went to, you may know, we went to Europe for a month last year in the summer. A lot of that time was spent in Italy and France, and an Italian pizza place that we've loved is Giorgio Pizza Bar over in North Hills. I mean, we love North Hills in general. Yep. A place to shop, dine, play, and stay. But Giorgio Pizza Bar, awesome pizzas and pastas, great wine selection, and great decor. We need to get back there quickly because I'm missing my... and we need to get back there for Aperol Spritz. I'm missing my Spritz o'clock time.
Absolutely.
So, and as far as France goes, staying in North Hills, Coquette Brasserie is another great spot to brunch, lunch, or dinner. We've been there several times. Love their seafood crepe. The kids have loved the God, with the dessert now. I've had a memory blank. I need more coffee.
Macarons?
No. Yeah, well, the macarons and the other thing that you piles up high and you pour the chocolate sauce over the top of. Your sister used to make them all the time.
My sister?
Yeah, that dessert.
Profiteroles.
Profiteroles.
Yeah.
Yeah, profiteroles. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
My sister's a chef.
Yeah.
And she's done.
Yeah, but it's cool French food, good, and great decor again. And hot tip, the espresso martini is awesome. They put a little twist on it. It's probably my favourite one I've had in the Raleigh area, actually.
It is for sure. It's a little French style, so I recommend definitely getting that.
For tapas and Spanish-inspired food, I mean, we're back in North Hills 3 times in a row. Las Ramblas is a cool, fun place to get your tapas and your small plates. We've only been there once, and again, we need to get back there and taste some more menu items. But that was a really cool vibe, real fun atmosphere.
Yep, it's like you're in Las Ramblas in Barcelona, so it's good fun.
Yeah, Asian food. You may have heard mentioned we spent like a year in Southeast Asia. We lived in Bangkok teaching English for 6 months, and then travelled all over, like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, parts of China. And really miss it. I mean, the food there is just incredible. So we always find it difficult to find good Thai. We still don't really have a favourite Thai restaurant in the Raleigh area. But Laotian food, you can't beat Amanda in the Moore Square area, which is just sensational and probably as authentic as you can get, and probably one of our favourite Asian restaurants in the US, actually, let alone Raleigh.
Yeah, the food there is fantastic and very authentic. There is a Laotian restaurant recently opened in Kerry, which we haven't had a chance to go to yet and dine at, but I've heard equally great things about the food there. The owner of that restaurant was the chef at Bitamunda, so you can kind of expect similar style food, but just absolutely delicious, on point Southeast Asian cuisine.
Yeah, can't wait to check that out. And Ko, also in North Hills, we like Ko too. And speaking of Thai, they do a great pad Thai at Ko.
They do.
Mexican. You might have seen us several times at Gringo A Go-Go in downtown Raleigh. We love going there, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Great food. They do seasonal cocktails and margaritas. I love their outdoor patio, which they decorate in different seasons, and that's just a fun place to go.
Yep. Gonza's as well. We go to several times. They also have great margaritas. Love the margaritas at Bar Taco as well. They're really fresh, and that's a good, fun, vibey place to eat too.
Yeah. Gonza Tacos, White Tequila. They got location on Hillsborough Street. There's one in Carey. There's one in Wake Forest. There might be one more. It's escaping me, but yeah. They're our go-to spots for Mexican. Lebanese food. City in downtown is popular lunch spot. If you like your Lebanese, Mediterranean style food.
And Neomond is another one as well.
And Neomond, correct. All right. Museums. Raleigh is sometimes called the Smithsonian of the South due to the quality and quantity of awesome free museums. And they are very good. To be honest, we're not huge museum people unless they are really good and hands-on, and the ones in Raleigh are.
Yeah, I think the Science Museum, the
Natural Science
Museum is great. Families love it. It's free, so it's awesome. They also, throughout the year, have events on, and last year we went to the Jingle Ball, which was held in the museum, and I just thought it was a fantastic venue, actually. It was quite fun. You're dancing, you're drinking, you're socialising, and amongst like giant dinosaurs and whale bones and in these kind of foresty habitats and inside little caves. It's just a cool spot for a venue. So if you have a chance to attend a gala or a party there, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, Museum of Natural Science is like 4 levels, and we like the Jingle Ball is 1,500 people, so you need a big space for that. But that museum's right near the State Capitol building, and just across the plaza, I guess, is the North Carolina Museum of History. So if you want to learn about all your history, they've got a bunch of stuff in there, a bunch of cool stuff in there, and one extra cool thing we didn't know, there's a live music venue in there, which we went and saw a band play recently, which was super cool.
Yeah, Bluegrass Americana. At the moment, they're having one of those concerts per month, I think, for several more months. So jump over to that website and check that out. But the venue is really cool. Seats 300 people, has great sound in there. All the seats have great views. I was really impressed with that venue. I couldn't believe we'd never heard of it before. And guys, that's why you follow us, because we find these cool things. We've been living here since 2004, never even knew there was a venue inside the History Museum, and it is very cool. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, no, we're still learning lots of things. We still feel like we've barely scratched the surface, but what was that, the Tar Heel Troubadour series or something?
Yep.
I think by memory.
Yep.
But other than that, well, I have to mention the NC Art Museum. Like, honestly, when I think of Raleigh, one of the best features in the whole city is the art museum. Mm-hmm. Like, it's phenomenal. Like I mentioned, we're not big into art or museums, but I'm more than happy to go there, to the NC Art Museum. They've got several different buildings with some permanent exhibits and then temporary exhibits and events on. But it's not just indoors. They've got this awesome 164-acre sculpture park, which you can walk around with some fantastic displays. So.
Yeah, and in the summer it's great because you can enjoy that outdoor space more. But they have an outdoor arena, outdoor theatre, so there's often concerts and things there, and, you know, markets and all sorts of things they have happening throughout the year, so keep an eye on that. It's also a great event space. The Art and Bloom Festival is coming up next month. Really fantastic. Talk about unique Raleigh. Definitely something to check out. We hadn't never done it. I was kind of like ho-hum. Went last year. I was blown away. It was really awesome. They take pieces of art that's inside the museum, and florist and designer will create floral installations that are a representation of a piece of art inside the museum, and they're placed side by side to each other so you can get a good look at their similarities. It's just really incredible, and of course it smells beautiful in there.
Yeah, that's a super cool event. Looking forward to that. Beer, drinking. We've talked about food. Now it's time to wash it down. We've been fortunate to go to some of the top beer drinking cities in the US. I'm talking like Portland, Seattle, San Diego, Denver, Asheville, and I've had some of my favorite beers right here in Raleigh, in Wake County.
Yep.
And we've got an article about the best breweries, or all the breweries to go in Raleigh. Like, there's over 30 now, I believe. And there's also a Raleigh beer trail you can do that I'll link to in the show notes as well. So if you're really into your breweries, you can do the beer trail and tick that off, and I believe you get something once you've done all the full list. But a few of my personal favourites, Crank Arm Brewing in the Warehouse District downtown is great. I love their beers. The Road Hazard IPA is one of my favourites. And it's a cool space there, and they're big into, obviously being Crank Arm Brewing, they're big into big cycling community. They do bike rides throughout the week. They also have a run club. They do yoga. They do a bunch of fun events. There's always something going on. There's trivia, Crank Arm in the Warehouse District. Trophy Brewing's another favourite brewery of mine. They have their place, their tap room on Maynard Road, but they also have Trophy Brewing and Pizza in downtown Raleigh. And yeah, some great brews there. They have markets, they have fun events, and they're also the founders of the distillery in Raleigh. And I'm having a
Young
mental
Hearts
blank. Help me out.
Young Hearts Distillery.
Young Hearts Distilling. That's the guys behind Trophy Brewing. We had we went to an event the other night. Opening of a yoga studio, and they were there. They had a cocktail bar, and they distill agave, bourbon, and vodka
and gin.
And I had an awesome old fashioned.
Yep.
So
I love their agave. It's great.
Yeah. So Trophy Brewing and Young Hearts Distilling. Check out them guys. Linwood Brewing is another one of my favorite places, and it's super family friendly as well. Like, great beers. They've got an outdoor like beer garden area, and right next to it is a place called Wilson's Eatery, so you can drink and eat quality. Not necessarily a brewery, but Raleigh Beer Garden's kind of famous, I guess. It was in the Guinness Book of Records when it first opened for the most beers on tap, like 350 or something ridiculous. I don't know how much they have now, but it's kind of like 3 or 4 levels, huge outdoor beer garden, and it's a cool space. If you want to taste beers from locally, all over the state and all over the world, go and check out Raleigh Beer Garden.
Yeah, and don't forget, driving 15 minutes outside the borders of Raleigh, guys, because you're going to find great breweries over in Carey, Apex, Wake Forest, all over. So go and try them, because why not?
All over North Carolina, honestly. Like when growing up in Australia, when we first moved to the US, it's like, I just thought the beer scene was, Miller Lite, Budweiser, Coors Light. But the microbrewery scene here is just off the charts. It's on steroids. Like, there's
I wish I could still drink it.
Probably a brewery on every corner. Talking about other places like Carey, downtown Carey is like, you can just walk around downtown Carey and bar hop, brewery hop.
Yeah, well, there's Sip and Stroll going on now too, guys. Don't forget. So downtown Raleigh has Sip and Stroll. Downtown Carey has Sip and Stroll.
Actually, we haven't done the Sip and Stroll. We have to do the Sip and Stroll. That'd be fun. We need to get a group of friends together and do Sip and Stroll in downtown Raleigh.
Maybe a meet up or something.
When it warms up a bit. Oh, yeah, we could have some meetup. You guys want to have a meetup? We are planning to have meetups, by the way. We can talk about that at the end of this podcast, but that could be a fun meetup.
Yeah.
Bars, from breweries to bars. There are some cool bars in Raleigh that we like to frequent. Watson Ward is one of our favourites. It's like an underground bar, old Americana. Like it's just you walk down the stairs in there. We didn't even know it was there initially when we first got here, but you walk down there. There's all these nooks and crannies, leather couches, like bookcases. It's just like great cocktails.
Fun vibe. I love it a lot.
Yeah, Dram and Draft, one of my favourite whiskey bars. Like probably over 300 different types of whiskies. We love going there. And Whiskey Kitchen as well. I think the name of that gives it away. Also in the Warehouse District, I love their industrial interior decor, but they also have a fun outdoor patio area and good southern food too. Their lamb burger there is awesome, and their Brussels sprouts. I need to get back and have another mouthful of that.
Yeah, and don't forget your wine bars. We have a post on the site. Just search wine bars in Raleigh, and you'll find, I think I've discovered about 14 wine bars. They're growing across the Triangle, which is great. You'll find a lot in Wake County. Vita Vitae is one of our favourites. You'll find that location in downtown Raleigh. They also have one in North Hills. But another one of our favourites is the RBF in downtown Carey.
Oh,
it's
yes.
known as a champagne bar, but they have wine as well. And they also do like wine cocktails, which are super popular. And they do have non-alcoholic drinks as well. That's becoming more popular. It's quite trending. People are looking for places to get non-alcoholic drinks. You'll find the Umbrella Bar recently opened in Raleigh, if that's what you're looking for as well. One place I really want to mention, which is a hidden gem we discovered when our friends came to visit last year. When the weather warms up, it's open year-round, but great spot when the weather warms up because you can sit outside overlooking a vineyard. That's right. Can you believe in Wake County we have an actual vineyard where the grapes are grown, harvested, made into wine and bottled on site in Apex, Cloa Family Vineyard. So get out there. You know what? The wine is actually quite good. You'd think it would just be muscadine sweet, which is what North Carolina is known for, but they do have a couple of nice dry white wines. You can take a picnic, and they have charcuterie boards that you can also purchase there.
Yeah, cool. As mentioned, we have articles on all these places, the bars and breweries and fun things to do like that we'll link to in the show notes so you can dive deep into that. RBF, can you mention the name of it? Is this a family show?
We can.
The RBF Champagne Bar you mentioned in Carey. What is it? What does RBF
well,
stand for?
Everyone knows what RBF means. When you put on your bad face, if I swear, then Apple might ding me and not put it on. But so what? The resting bitch face. Because women, we've been told all our lives, you'd be so much prettier if you smiled. Like, that's my purpose, to make you happy with my beauty. But whatever, girls, if you want to frown, frown. If you want to smile, smile. The RBF is really about celebrating, embracing and empowering women, no matter who you want to be, which is one reason I love that place so much. Also, Tiffany, the owner, pays her staff a living wage, which is something that does excite me a lot too.
Yeah. Shout out to our friends Tiffany and Mike, the founders of RBF. Yeah. They do a great job there. Definitely go and check that out in downtown Carey. Festivals and events. One cool thing about living in Raleigh, there's always something going on, whether it's in Raleigh or one of the nearby towns. So it's like we have a list of 50-something plus top festival events for the year, which you can find that in the show notes as well. But what are some of our favourites?
Well, we mentioned Art and Bloom. That was great. Coming up, the season for festivals is about to really start next month, but we do love the Dreamville Festival. That's very uniquely Raleigh, founded by J. Cole, Grammy artist, rapper, all-round legend. Last year, Usher headlined it. Rumours are Nicki Minaj is headlining it this year.
She's the headline?
Apparently, rumours.
I like her. I don't know if she's
officially announced yet.
Usher level.
Well, I don't. Depends who you're talking to.
Has she done a Super Bowl?
Pretty big. No, but still,
is that the yardstick now? The Super Bowl?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, great festival. Really good fun. 2-day festival, draws in 50,000 people each day. And it's in Dorothy Dix Park. It's a really cool spot for it. So put that on your list for
Dreamville
sure.
was amazing. We went last year and hopefully to go again this year. Back to speaking of beer again. Raleigh is a big drinking town. Broogaloo Beer Fest in downtown Raleigh on Fayetteville Street is a fun event. Literally 100 plus breweries from all over the state you can taste test, and they have food trucks. There's live music. There's 2 different sessions, maybe more. So keep an eye out. If you love tasting your craft beers, keep an eye out for Broogaloo. We have information on that as well. The Bluegrass Festival is another fun event. Unfortunately, this year is the last year it's being hosted in Raleigh, but that's just a fun, free event. Again, in Fayetteville Street, multiple stages set up. You just walk around and listen to cool bluegrass music. I guess we have to mention the State Fair. I mean, thinking of America, we were growing up in Australia, you'd see like movie shows and TV shows where they go to the State Fair and all that. Excuse me. I guess it's a cultural experience.
Yeah.
When in Raleigh, at least go once.
I think so.
Ride some rides and eat your turkey leg and fast food. And every year they come out with crazy food creations and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Wild.
I mean, if you've got dietary considerations, you might find it challenging, but
check your health insurance policy before you go.
But I guess it's like, being on vacation, you let yourself loose every now and then, and if you can do that for one day at the State Fair. You mentioned the Krispy Kreme challenge, so I won't get into that again, but that's definitely a uniquely Raleigh thing started by some NC State grads, and the cool thing about that is, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but they raise money for the UNC Children's Hospital.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. And a lot of the festivals and things, the events that do happen across Raleigh throughout the year, do have good causes behind them as well. And we do have a post that outlines the top festivals for the year, so you can see what else is happening. And each month we also publish a post with the festivals that are coming out for that month to help you get prepared for each month too. Yeah.
Sports. I'm a big sports guy. I played professional sports in Australia growing up. Back in the 90s, played professional rugby in Sydney, and I love the college and the sports scene here in the area. We don't have a lot of pro sports, as you're probably well aware of. So the Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL, they're our only pro sports team, and that's a fun. I mean, I don't watch ice hockey on TV, but a game is just awesome. It's just so fast, action-packed. The crowd gets into it. They're known as apparently they're one of the loudest stadiums in the NHL, which is interesting, not being a traditional hockey town, but I guess with so many people who've moved here from the Northeast and real hockey fans, they get right into it. So Caniacs they're called, and they're well supported, and you can tailgate. Like, this is the South, you can actually tailgate. I was just talking to somebody the other day about hockey up in like Canada and the Northeast, where it's just freezing. So that's a cool thing. You can tailgate at hockey in Raleigh. Another fun, obviously, NC State is the big college in town, and we love to go to an NC State football game. Again, the tailgating's off the charts. You don't even have to go to the game if you don't want to. It's like another cultural experience if you haven't been to a college football game. And the Wolfpack out at Carter Finley Stadium, again, well supported. That's a lot of fun. Women's basketball, NC State. I love going and watching the Wolfpack play at Reynolds Coliseum, which is like a historic venue in ACC basketball. The men used to play there before they moved to PNC Arena, where the Hurricanes play. But yeah, it's such a great venue, just small, intimate, and it's on campus, right off Hillsborough Street.
It's cool Art Deco style as well, which I love
Yeah,
getting to see.
soccer's a big deal in North Carolina, in case you didn't know, especially women's soccer. And at WakeMed Carey Soccer Park plays home to the men's professional soccer team, the North Carolina Football Club, NCFC, and the women's team, the NC Courage. And I think it's like a 10,000 seat stadium, and
Yeah,
they host like the ACC championships of soccer there every year, and it's a great little venue to go and watch your soccer. So take the kids, very cheap, very affordable, and we'll be out at the opening men's game on March 9, I believe it is, but I'll correct that in the show notes. So looking forward to that.
Now it is in Carey, so it's just in Wake County outside the border, and you have right close to there, you can actually walk. Apparently there's a trail now between there and Fenton, the newish development place in Carey. So you could go there for a pre-game drink, dinner, and after as well. So that's another way to make that trip out there extra exciting.
Speaking of soccer, or football, as it's really well known as, if you're into the Premier League and you're from out of state, or even if you're not out of state or out of country, a couple of bars I forgot to mention quickly. The Bridge downtown, formerly the London Bridge Bar, is the Chelsea can't believe I just said that. The Liverpool Supporters Club, the home of the Liverpool.
They won't let you in next time.
No, they won't. Sorry, guys. Because I've got that coming up next, but that was just stuck in my head. But yeah, the Bridge downtown Raleigh on Hargett Street is home of the Raleigh Liverpool Supporters Club, and it's a fun place to go and watch some games. We've been there for Liverpool games, the World Cup, Euro, everything. The Chelsea guys, we hang out at My Way Tavern. That's where they go and watch their games. I'm not sure about other clubs scattered around. I've got to do some research on this actually and create an article where the other Premier League supporters clubs hang out. But Liverpool and Chelsea, we've got you covered. Okay, where are we at now? Sports bars, quickly. If you can't get to a game, you can't get out to Carter Finley or PNC, we do have some fun sports bars. My favourite is the Players Retreat, which is an iconic NC State hangout just off campus there, off Hillsborough Street. Great burgers, just a classic old-fashioned sports bar, sit-in booths, really good burgers too, actually. Some of my favourite burgers in the city. And one of the largest selections of bourbons in the state, I believe. So, yeah, the Players Retreat, super cool. Tobacco Road Sports Bar near Glenwood South. Nice modern space and lots of screens there. I believe the owner is a Cleveland Browns fan. I believe that's where the Browns hang out. And they also they have a lot of colleges going there. They have like an event space, and I've heard of them having like Virginia Tech watch parties, Notre Dame watch parties, you name it. It's just a cool modern space, and one of the biggest nachoses I've ever had. They're down East Nachos, so keep that in mind. Brickhouse Sports Bar off Hillsborough Street. Saturdays, that's a Ohio State Buckeyes headquarters. I've been to a game there when the Buckeyes are playing, and it's pretty crazy. And on Sundays, NFL Sundays, it's a Patriots bar. And Sammy's Tap and Grill, which was our old hangout when we lived near Lake Johnson.
Cheap wings,
good pub grub, and that's your Pittsburgh Steelers bar. A lot of Pitt people in town. It's always been a Steelers bar, as far as I know, and that's a fun place to go if you're a Steelers fan. And Sports and Social in the Carey development. It's a huge, big sports bar, 2 levels. There's like a 42-foot media wall with massive screens and screens all over the place. But that's a fun place to go and catch a game. They have events there like Super Bowl and whatever.
Make sure you go early. It gets busy.
Yes.
And it's huge.
It is hard to get a seat.
Super popular.
Not sure, actually, can you book a table there?
I don't think you can on big... I don't know. Maybe you'd have to check. Yep. Yeah, but if you can, book it for sure. Yeah.
Again, I have an article on my 15 favourite sports bars in Raleigh that I can link to, so you can check that out and figure out where you want to go and catch a game. All right. Raleigh has some pretty cool historic neighbourhoods that we like to explore. One of them, historic Oakwood. We like to walk and drive around there. Actually, if we could live anywhere in Raleigh, historic Oakwood would be near the top of the list.
Yeah.
Like charming, historic, walk to downtown. like very old southern homes and stuff, and they have fun events like the candlelight walking tour at Christmas time.
Yep, they have a garden one as well in the spring, so you can go around and see the gardens of the historic homes there. They also now, which my daughter and I went to a couple of weeks ago, they have candlelight concerts in the Miriam Wynne house, which is a historic house there, and the All Saints Chapel. And they're great concerts. It is a string quartet, and they will play the top songs from some of your favourite modern artists. So it's just wonderful, and it's by candlelight. It's not real candles because, fire hazard. But it's the fake ones create a beautiful ambience, and it's just great to hear some of those modern songs played by the string quartet. So we went and saw a tribute to Taylor Swift, which was, awesome, and I won a lot of brownie points there with my teenager taking to that, and she walked away saying that was really good. So keep an eye out for that. We share the ones coming up each month and week in our weekly post and monthly post, and you'll see artists like Nirvana, Coldplay, Imagine Dragons, which are my favourite band, so I want to check that out. Fleetwood Mac, all sorts of things. Pink Floyd, Prince. It's a really cool event. So, and it's in historic Oakwood. So,
yeah. The other thing I love about historic Oakwood, it's borders North Person Street, which is probably my favourite street in Raleigh. Cool places to eat and drink, some boutique stores. So you can combine both those and spend a couple of hours there easily, if not longer. Boylan Heights overlooks downtown Raleigh, and it's right near Dorothy Dix Park, another one of our favourite neighbourhoods. We like to walk and drive through there. They have the Boylan Arts Walk, which is a fun event we went to recently. We love doing that. Bolted Bread Bakery is right there. Another one of our favourite coffee shops is right there, Rebus Works. And walk across Boylan Bridge for one of the best views of downtown Raleigh.
Yeah.
And then keep walking and you'll get to Wye Hill Kitchen and Brewing, which has the best patio view in Raleigh and a place that we take everyone who visits for that iconic Raleigh view, I guess. Also good beers and great food too. Elevated brewery food.
Yeah, so along with some really cool neighbourhoods in Raleigh, you've also got those small towns outside of Raleigh border. We obviously really love Carey. We love Apex. Apex on our other site, which is called whytravelblog.com. It's a global travel site we've had for going on 15 years. And we write a lot about USA travel because we've travelled it in depth. And Apex actually made one of our lists of great small towns in the USA. We think it's super cute, really unique. I love how you walk down Salem Street, the main street there, and pretty much everything is local. Great local stores, boutique stores, restaurants, breweries, even a wine bar. It's a cool place, and Carey's just happening. It's a happening town right now. It's booming with great restaurants and wine bars and breweries, and the new downtown Carey Park, which everybody absolutely loves. Go during the week because the weekends are pretty busy. But lots of great things happening there. We also love Wake Forest, a little bit further out, but still worth the drive. They have a really cute downtown White Street as well. Lots of great local boutiques. They have a wine bar, and in the warmer months, they have their big Friday night lights.
On White.
Friday night on White. Right.
Yeah. Literally the whole Wake Forest town is at this event.
Yeah, it's fun.
People like just sitting out like tailgating and listening to live music and food trucks.
Yep.
It's super cool.
Yeah, very unique.
Then you got Fuquay Arena, which we haven't explored a lot of, sadly, but definitely have plans to do that. And Holly Springs, people rave about as well. They're all growing places. Everywhere's growing. And we need to get out there and check out what's going on in Fuquay and Holly Springs and Ghana, and taste test our way around there and share our insights. But if you've got some favourite things to do in each of those towns, let us know.
Wendell, we're going to be checking that out soon, creating some content on that. But we've heard there's a new cafe there at Wendell, which is meant to be pretty awesome. So I'm excited too.
Yeah. Wendell, Nightdale, endless.
Yep.
Arts, if you're into the arts, see a show at the Performing Arts Centre in downtown Raleigh, which we have. We had, wasn't 2 Christmases ago, we went and saw a performance there.
They have performances on every week, from symphony to ballet to bluegrass, and comedians and visiting artists and all sorts of things. So, as I mentioned, we have a weekly blog post and newsletter sharing events of the week, and I'm often including what's happening at the Martin Marietta Centre, and there's something on every week, multiple things on. So whatever you like, you're sure to find something in there.
Yeah, you got the Downtown Carey Performing Arts Centre as well, which is pretty cool. And also DPAC, Durham Performing Arts Centre, which gets a lot of the big shows.
Visiting Broadway shows,
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful venue too.
Yeah, it's supposed to have great acoustics and sound or whatever.
It does.
Artsplosia, big festival, as we mentioned. First Friday. Have we spoken about First Friday yet?
No, but yeah, definitely worth doing First Friday. Obviously, as the name suggests, it's the first Friday every month, and it's just a way to get downtown and celebrate our local artists. So you can art gallery walk. So cruise between the galleries downtown. They'll often have opening receptions of their exhibitions for the month. They'll have drinks, or there's markets at Cam Raleigh. There's sometimes live music, and then you've got in the vicinity the retail stores like Flourish Market always has something going on. They may have like a hot cider or a mimosa or something that you can have while you're shopping. Vita Vitae, which is also an art gallery, so they have things going on. Clyde Coopers, they often have like a bingo. The Mecca restaurant will have karaoke. So we do have a post on First Friday. I update that. I just updated it yesterday. So usually a few days before the First Friday with what the events will be for the coming month, so you know what's happening in downtown.
Yeah. We mentioned Art in Bloom and the Boylan Heights Art Walk, another cool art things to do that we have a lot of content on. Another fun annual event, which we just went to for the first time over the Christmas holidays, is the Chinese Lantern Festival, which is at Cocoa Booth Amphitheatre in Carey, one of our favourite live music venues, actually. Just this awesome natural amphitheatre overlooking the lake with pine trees. But the Chinese Lantern Festival was very impressive, actually. All the illuminated displays, and they had like dancing exhibits, and it was just a super cool event. Very popular, so keep an eye out for that coming up. They'll be coming up in what, November, December?
Yeah, it
Goes
runs
into
from
January?
November to January.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of time to get there, but do get your tickets in advance if you can, because it is very popular. It's really beautiful. It's really worth seeing. Again, it's unique, and it's in Carey, and Carey is, I think there are only maybe 5, just a handful of locations across the country where they do this. They are visiting artists from China. They hand make all the lanterns. So it is unique. It's not something you're going to find everywhere around the country.
Yeah, no, keep it on your radar, the Chinese Lantern Festival. Okay, we're going to finish off with family fun, because Raleigh is very family friendly.
It is.
Believe it or not. Don't listen to our kids who say, sometimes they're constantly complaining that they're bored and they want to live in Orlando and go to a theme park every day, but that's not reality.
No.
But yeah, Raleigh, there is plenty of things to do for young kids, teens, tweens, you name it. First thing, Pullen Park. When we first moved here in 2004, and then we come back in 2008, our daughter was like 10 months old at the time.
Yes.
I would hang out at Pullen Park a lot. They have
loved
a playground there. They've got the historic carousel. They've got the
train.
The miniature train that does a lap around the park, which is cool.
Yep.
Actually, that's one of the most popular things in the Christmas holidays is the Pullen Park Christmas experience. So they decorate the place and you ride the train around, and the tickets, man, it's like trying to get Taylor Swift tickets. I saw on a few Facebook groups and updates that like people were waiting hours online to get tickets to the Pullen Park experience, and they'll just, disappearing off the web like Taylor Swift tickets. Yeah. So that's a hot thing. So keep that on your radar. But Pullen Park, and they have the little lake there, and you paddle the little boat things too. Yep. Which I always find not relaxing, but hard and frustrating.
Yeah. Go around in circles.
But Pullen Park's cool. It's actually, the second oldest amusement park in the country? Like the oldest in North Carolina. Like dates back long time.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of space, nice garden areas too. You can have a picnic, run around. That's really cool. Marbles Kids Museum is another classic family, especially for young kids. We used to go there again a lot when the kids were young. 2 stories of interactive fun, and they also have events throughout the year too. It's very affordable. But, obviously, we haven't been in Marbles for a long time, so I'm not up to date on what's actually in there. But yeah, if you got young kids, great place. Frankie's is a popular like theme park type thing. When I say mean theme park, I'm not talking like roller coasters and stuff, but like your go-karts, your bumper boats, simulate mini golf, arcade games, laser tag, etc. That's out more north Raleigh area, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Towards Durham. You mentioned downtown Kerry Park, which opened recently. Is an awesome park for, again, probably more for young kids.
Younger kids. Well, there's stuff in that park for everybody, because at the back they have foosball tables and like a mini golf thing, and they had a weird fake ice skating rink in the
yeah
Christmas holidays,
which I don't get. It wasn't actually ice like the one in Fenton, but yeah, it's like this hard. You kind of wear like rollerblading.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't get the point of it, but anyway, they tried.
They do have things there for everyone. They generally have a food truck. There's a little cafe there. There's a bar.
Dog park.
Parents love the fact that they can get a drink from the bar while they're watching their kids at the playground. So
yeah, there's fire pits. Everybody. There's the amphitheater. I'm looking forward to seeing a musical performance there. Yeah. It's a big park. Museums, we mentioned, most of the museums are kid friendly, especially the Natural Science Museum, 4 levels of interactive fun. Kid friendly trails, most of the trails we mentioned kid friendly.
We don't have difficult trails in Raleigh.
Like the loop trails we mentioned that are fully paved around Lake Johnson, Lynn Lake, Shelley Lake, all very family friendly and not too far. You got bathroom facilities and picnic areas and stuff like that. Playgrounds, I'm not up to speed on playgrounds, so I'm not going to dive into that one at all. I know what I think the biggest and most popular one is the Sassafras. I might be saying that wrong, but I remember going there many years ago when our kids were younger. But playgrounds, I'll link out to some other content and help you out with playgrounds. But
Downtown Apex has just got a new big playground that everyone's been raving about as well.
And Bond Park, actually, as well in Carey, just renovated or opened up a new playground as well. The name of that escapes me, but there's a ton of playgrounds around. But we are beyond playgrounds. Finally, thankfully, no more watch me on the swing, Daddy, or watch me go down the slide for the 8,000th time. But yeah.
Now I just sit at the bark bar. I don't have to stand by the playground.
But I know a lot of families, and you guys, you look out for playgrounds, entertain the kids, which obviously, of course, they have great value. I always find it interesting, though, when people travel overseas to different cities and different countries, families, they seek out playgrounds, and I'm like, you can do playgrounds anywhere. Like, I'm more into the cultural stuff, but
yeah, sometimes the kids need to run around.
That's true. Probably good for getting off the jet lag or whatever.
Yeah, yep.
All right, that is we just left you with a long list of things, but you got 10 months to tick off whatever speaks to you from that list of stuff, and if you can do that, like, it'll give you a real taste and dive into Raleigh and the lifestyle, and whether you live here or you visit. There's endless things. Yeah, so a lot of categories are left out, but
let us know when you experience some of these. Send us a photo, tag us, tell us what you think. Can send us an email, can chat to us on Facebook, Instagram, all the places we're at. And don't forget, you can get that bucket list where these are listed out for you with a nice little checkbox beside it, so you just have to check it off as you do each one, so then you don't forget, and then you've always got something to do every weekend. If you're not sure, you're bored, you're busy and you can't think, well, you can just go to the checklist and we've got those ideas all ready for you printed out.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it. Future podcasts won't be like laundry lists like this. We're going to do like more stories. We're going to be doing Q&As, interviews with local people, interesting characters in the city, entrepreneurs, business owners, you name it, and just sharing the stories and life in Raleigh. Yeah, that's right. So thanks for following along. Please share this podcast, subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, and always let us know anything you'd like us to chat about. All right. Cheers, guys. Stay
Cheers,
tuned.
guys. Thank
Have a great
you.
week.
Bye.